This is so. This is the third time I've done this. Had some technical difficulties. We spent 15-20 minutes into the show already once. So there was some great stuff too. You missed it.
Oh, it was great.
But Brad, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm glad to be
We already
here.
talked about what's new. You know,
Right.
just
we talked about the weather.
we talked about the Ukrainian soldier that tripped me out.
Yeah.
Glory to Ukraine. We talked. We try not to get into politics, but we talked a little bit about that. And then what did we do? We went to.
I think we talked about movies.
Oh, didn't you talk? Let's talk again about your series again, and then we'll get into mine. Real quick, just touch on what you're watching. The movie you watched.
The Cabin in the Woods.
Yes, Cabin in the Woods.
I believe that's what it's called.
Because it's a new movie.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of fed into that from the execution of the Ukraine thing. It was kind of interesting. It's just a group of people that come together and they meet these two gay guys. And
not that there's anything wrong with that.
And
we went through
daughter,
this before.
Right. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but they met and they had a daughter. They had, she was adopted, by the way.
Okay.
Anyway,
it happens.
It happens. And so they've got this girl, and then what's his name?
Batista.
Batista, yes. Okay. He's with two girls and another guy, and they're a group, and the world's coming to an end. And to save the apocalypse, they have to basically come to this house, and these are the chosen ones, and they told them that one of them had to make the decision to execute the other one and set for a sacrifice. And they would, no way, we're not doing that. But anyway, they ended up killing each other, and it's a good movie. It's kind of interesting.
It sounds riveting because it's the third time I've heard about it.
I'm sure I left out a couple things.
Yeah, but good news is I did get the cameras going this time. I mean, the audio. Now I got to do a little something else here to make sure I can sync it up. But test 1, test 2. This is a lot of learning curve here. When you get to our age, it's hard to remember all this stuff.
It doesn't work the same when you get old.
No, it doesn't. This isn't Nintendo in the old days.
No, it's not.
But going into the movies, and I talked a little bit about the series that I'm into, which is Westworld. There's 4 seasons, and it was made, after a movie in the 70s about this amusement park where there's robots and you can go and live out whatever fantasy you want.
Any fantasy?
Everything happens there, and because they just make new robots, and so even when they get killed, they just take the little pod out of their head and stick it in a new one. Same body, same everything. It's fascinating.
Sounds like it.
4 seasons, and I watched it, and I always wanted to watch it, but it's on HBO, and I didn't have HBO. But guess what I do have?
RidgeTop TV. Look at
Folks at RidgeTop sent this over today. I was impressed.
Nice looking shirt.
They sent it over a courier service. Said, here, let you represent on the show. It's all Arabic cotton.
Oh, not Asian cotton?
No, Arabic, and because it's that softer stuff that they use at the higher heats. Anyways, that's the big sponsor.
Yeah, it looks like it comes from that special place that they get that cotton in. What's that, my pillow guy?
Oh,
yeah.
God,
he makes me sick every time I see him.
I can't stand him.
I can't. I just cringe.
But I hear his pillows are good.
I don't know.
So I watch the show, and I watch it on RidgeTop. And RidgeTop has got shit ton of shows. I mean, movies, series,
thousands of shows,
pay-per-view. And I know I'm talking about them, but they're a sponsor, and I love their product because I've saved a shit ton of money on pay-per-views lately. I mean, $22, it's $21.99, and I did the math the other day, and I've made $153 technically if you look at what I would have spent. So
this is how much money you could make if you had RidgeTop and you invited people over and paid a cover charge.
Yeah,
you could really make a lot more.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it's something to think about. But since we already spent 45 minutes on RidgeTop, I guess we can.
Right, it's kind of hard to go back.
Speaking of RidgeTop, we talked about calling the CEO.
Oh yes,
let's see if he's available. Just do a random call. Just hit it. Just see if he even answers.
Okay, here we go.
So the CEO of RidgeTop TV is
Joshua Fairbank.
All right. Yeah, we'll just get him on the line and we'll just see what happens. I mean, feels like we've been doing the show forever, but it's only been 5 minutes.
Do I put on speaker?
Yes, and then right behind the speaker.
I'm pretty new at this.
Right up to the back of the side of the mic, opposite of your mouth.
Hello.
Hey, is this Josh?
Hey.
Hey, Josh. Just to let you know you're live on air.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Josh, this is big time stuff. You're on Sonoman's Sideshow. So we were just telling what we were doing. We're bragging about.
We were just talking about RidgeTop, actually. We were talking about the, Les was over here talking about the fights that he's actually made money on. So can you tell us a little bit about, what's behind the scenes?
I want to know what made you start this. What?
Yeah. Where'd you come up with this at?
It just all kind of happened. I think you were the brainchild of it all.
No,
I just kind of made it happen, right?
I don't know
what.
No, yeah,
he didn't allude to that at all.
Okay, I'll give you that. I had an idea, a vision.
Yeah.
But Josh, with a computer background and a master, what do you got you've got a degree in computer science or something? I don't know.
Yeah, master's in cybersecurity and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I've got a master's in mental health people. So I really couldn't kind of help with that. So yeah, there was a lot that went into that, and he was kind of the brainchild, I guess, of the whole operation, and put it all together and made it all work.
Well, where do you guys see this going? I mean, are you the next Ted Turner? I mean, I don't. What's gonna happen here?
Where do you see it in 5 years? What's your projection?
We're just kind of starting out, getting the ground running, just kind of building our clientele a little bit. So we're slowly building that. So 5 years. Oh man.
Yeah. We
probably.
Have you ever
fairly large?
Have you ever considered firing your dad?
Yeah, several times, I'm sure.
It came across. Across my mind a couple
came
times.
Across HR.
Right.
HR looked at it. Let me ask you this though: are you able to look at the adult movies that I see? So if I see an adult movie, are you able to go through and be like, "Oh, Les really likes that"?
So we actually are able to see everything that's being played currently. But we usually don't.
Nobody monitors it. No, it's
okay.
It
probably shouldn't ask that question.
Yeah, because sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it's an accident. Sometimes you might click on Hogtied and just.
I'm embarrassed now. Okay, Josh.
See where the night takes you.
See what happens.
Josh,
it's curious. I mean, it's educational for one thing.
I've got a lot of things to explain to you right now, Josh. Okay? Listen, don't judge me by my history. Okay? The wife, she's weird.
So that's what you always got to have a scapegoat.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we love the service.
Yeah.
I love the service. Yeah. It's been great. It's been fun. All seriousness, and so I'm looking forward to I actually joking, I don't watch adult television. That's gross.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't watch it either.
No,
but it's a kids channel, right?
It's pretty much
Discovery.
Yeah. So all right, well, I love you, Josh, a lot. I mean, I just love you.
Yeah, we're constantly adding new stuff too. So.
Oh, and we didn't. You just lowered some prices too, by the way. I mean, didn't you lower subscription?
We added a new subscription service for recurring for 3 months.
Yeah, and what's the price for that for 3 month service?
Oh, I can't. I'd have to look at it. I think
40,
it's 46
bucks?
46 bucks for 3 months worth of service.
That's a deal.
Uninterrupted service.
Yeah,
so.
I'm at the basic package, and I'm getting a deal.
Yeah, you're getting a smoking deal. You're getting
hey,
merchandise.
Josh, quick question. We'll let you go. We know you got a family to raise, but do you watch adult movies on there?
I've been known to grab it.
You know what, though? It's not fair. Nobody's looking at yours. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's wrap this up.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, so thanks for answering the phone, actually.
Yeah.
I was thinking about not. But.
Yeah. I bet you were really contemplating it.
Oh. We'll have to get you in studio sometime, though.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to go over.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks
because you were my technical advisor. You know, I said, hey, what can I do for $3.99? And I heard you. I think you sent me a thing of a cricket chirping, and then later you said, well, here's what I think you should do, and that's what I did. I got the
and he loves it.
Yep, I got the whole setup you recommended, and I am living large.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, it's probably a little bit getting used to, but once you get going, and
exactly,
it's really good for editing videos and that kind of stuff that you need to do. So,
cool. Yeah, it's been fun. So, thank you for being on the show.
All right, we'll let you get back to Bennett and Addison.
I think I've had enough. All righty, you guys have a good one.
All right,
you too.
Thanks.
Okay, now I'm just trying to get out of this Snapchat here while we're talking, and I can't figure it out. And going back and forth between oh goodness.
Josh says, I don't know if that's a good idea.
No. It's oh God. Oh well.
I always wonder if I'm watching TV or something, and he's like, hey, sure is watching a lot of hog tie here.
Oh, goodness. I'm sorry.
I love that show.
I am just full of it tonight. I always struggle with technology during this. Once you hit the record button, you're screwed.
Yeah, there's no going back.
No. Well, and I've had 2 beers, and so... that's not. Yeah, I got to do it the old school way now. That didn't work. I had it all set up.
Whose pink phone is that?
This is an old one that we had in the drawer.
And it works?
Yeah, I use it for Snapchat and stuff like that, and doing
nice.
the songs and But we're gonna try to call Blake real quick too. All right, here we go. I worked hard at getting that little microphone set up there for a test, and now well, he's ghosted me.
He'll answer.
Well, I even told him that I was coming here. Let's see. All right. Well, Oh, Blakey Poo. Why don't you entertain while I just...
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I kid.
I was going back and we were talking about shows.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to go back to... You remember what our favorite... Me and you... What our favorite all-time series was? What is it?
I don't know. I have a lot of them. I mean, not all the time.
One that stands out more than the rest. A series that we watched.
Jerry Springer.
No.
Oh, God, that was embarrassing then.
Hawaii
5-0? What?
Based in Hawaii.
Lost.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
There you
go. Yes. That is one of my all-time favorites.
It's got to be one of my favorites, too.
Yes, and in fact, you can't see it in that camera, but I do have a sign up above here, and it's been in other episodes, which those numbers are from the show. You know, it's something from the show. So yeah, love the show.
They used to have that on their back porch. I remember looking at it and just like, and only people that watched it would know what
it
that
means.
was.
And I've had people ask me about it. I'm like, have you watched Lost?
Yeah.
And they're like, no. Okay, well, forget it. But great show. Yeah. Did you bring any words of wisdom, by the way?
No, none at all.
Okay. Well, let's do today in history real quick. Let's see what happened here.
1967?
Bobby Fischer, 1943, Bobby Fischer, first American world chess champion.
That's boring.
Yeah, no. 1986, Navy divers find crew compartment of the Space Shuttle Challenger, along with the remains of the astronauts. Whoops.
Yeah.
68. I don't know who that guy is. 64. The first Ford Mustang rolls out of the Ford assembly line.
Nice.
Oh, this is yours right here. 1959.
Oh, the Barbie doll is unveiled at a toy fair in New York City.
Yeah.
God.
This day in history. Where's the birthdays?
I had a lot of Barbie dolls.
I like it when they show the birthdays, too. Can't find it now. But all right, that's this day. One other thing. What about... did you see this in the news the other day? These people are suing Maui.
I did see something about that.
Because they got left.
Yeah.
And I know there was a movie about that before. There was a movie,
yeah.
But I'm like, I still don't get it. It was terrible.
It was terrible. It was just stupid. The whole movie was them just floating around the ocean.
Yeah. Which, is probably all they did. But
I know, but have a movie of it? It was kind of stupid.
But in the end, I'm like, how does this happen? I still don't get it. And I've been on these things, whose fault is it? I mean, did they go too far out? Did they?
Well, there was obviously somebody screwed up. I mean, you have an itinerary and you have the people's names that they've checked off. I mean,
they're so planned out.
And and you left two people.
Two people.
How could you get all the way back to where you're at and say,
yeah.
How does that happen? I don't get it.
Doesn't make sense.
I mean, they're probably taking out 6 people at the most, and you got 2 that are missing.
Even on the big ones, I don't care. You take 20, 30 people, you still what the log is when they get on.
Right, the manifest.
You should know what it is when you're snorkeling.
Yeah,
and I've been on so
how
many.
How hard is it to check?
Yeah.
So and so check.
Okay, here's another goofy ass story. Woman, and I saw this somewhere else on another feed somewhere, but woman finds husband's body while getting Christmas decorations 8 months after she reported him missing. So
something sketchy there.
Well, and a warning to us.
Right. Don't go to the...
If they're, hey, honey, could you go out and get the...
I don't mess with Christmas decorations. I don't deal with it. That's
oh, look where it's from. Your home state.
Oh, in Illinois.
An Illinois woman who reported her husband missing in April wound up finding his mummified remains 8 months later while looking for Christmas decorations in a hideaway closet in their home. Oh, well, he may not have been looking for decorations.
No,
he was just in there. He's probably in there.
He was probably fixing some wiring or putting some insulation around something.
On his phone looking at something he shouldn't have been.
Right. And then he ended up having a heart attack or something and died. But wouldn't you search the house? I mean,
I know you didn't look in the closet,
and you didn't smell him.
No, not in that closet. Apparently,
God, I just don't know how you couldn't smell that.
And then we got the only thing I have for sports, which I tried to call Blake, but for some reason we're just not hooking up because he knew I was calling, and I don't think he realizes exactly what format I'm using, but. I do know that it's fight night, speaking of RidgeTop, so I'm going to watch this fight night at the UFC headquarters in Vegas. Pretty good.
When is it?
Saturday night, and I will be watching it, of course, with my subscription, but Going to be good because in this house we support SUGA Sean O'Malley as the bantamweight champion, or gonna be the bantamweight champion. He's ranked number 1 right now, but he fought Peter Yan, who was number 1 at the time, and Sean was ranked 14 and beat him. So now Peter's, this is, I think, his first fight back. And this guy he's fighting is supposed to be pretty dangerous. Marab. The names are getting harder and harder.
They are.
Devashville?
Did you watch him last week?
Oh, yeah.
What did you think of that last fight? Were you Jones?
Jones? Well, now here's the thing. I didn't grow up with Jones. I mean, I didn't watch Jones when he was fighting.
Right.
I was not paying attention to the UFC. I had babies. I didn't care, blah, blah, blah. So I had to kind of go back and watch all his stuff and find out, like, why did they call him that? And I saw some great stuff.
Sounds like his interviews were pretty good. He sounds like a pretty good guy.
Yeah, and he's intelligent and articulate, and but man, he made short work of that dude. I had watched the other guy fight since on his way up, but he wasn't ready for that wrestling and grappling part that John could do.
Well, and he knew that if I couldn't go toe to toe with him boxing match, but soon. He felt comfortable going straight to the ground. And so he did. And it was just like, fight's over. It was like, how do you...
After 3 years off, though, I mean, that just shows you, like, I mean, he's dialed in.
Oh, he's got it down.
He's dialed in. He's got a wicked, that elbow he throws when he...
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude. He's almost as big as you and me.
Almost.
Man, let's see what else we got on the card here. We got Alexander.
I really like the guy with the Asian guy that fought that on that card. He was like 2 fights down.
Oh, the dude from
kind of got.
He's
really liked him.
Oh, he's from
he's not
Kazakhstan or something like that.
He's not real flashy. And he wore the hat. And he's just
tough.
He's
different.
And I really liked him.
He choked him out and then dropped him.
Yeah, it was like
he's all happy.
Yeah, he's just he can do it all.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
We'll see him again. He's young but. Jesus, these guys now, Brad, compared to even in the last decade, it's stacked now. Everybody's that good.
Yeah. Anything could happen.
They've all been training now for the last decade. You know, so imagine a 10-year-old that got into jiu-jitsu 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's 20 years old. Not like there's a kid that's that age that just got in the UFC, youngest kid to ever get in the UFC. You're going to be, your body's perfect.
Right.
You've yet to arc, it's crazy, man. The competition is getting insane. These guys are all incredible.
Yeah, it's a toss up when you watch a fight. You don't know.
You don't know.
And I watched the girls fight. What's her name? Pachinko.
She's good, but
she got her ass beat.
She just didn't have it.
Did you see how that girl put her in a choke?
Quick.
I mean,
got on her back.
And what I thought was interesting is she didn't get under her chin on that chokehold. She was choking her through her chin with pressure in the back of her neck and basically choked her out with her own chin.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
It was. She arrived home with a mariachi band welcoming her at the airport. Because she's the first Mexican champion.
She's a cute girl, too.
Usually
they got big old cauliflower ears and all beat up and looking like hell.
Yeah.
But, she just didn't look the part.
No.
But good for her.
It should be good. Good fights. RidgeTop TV. Check it out. Let's see what else we got. I wanted to go over. We talked about the spring. Well, it's funny. We called your the CEO, who happens to be your son, Josh. But talking about spring, and I'd mentioned on the last episode that Wendy and I are going to Palm Springs in May.
Oh, nice.
And my dad got a hold of me today because he's getting the tickets, and my dad and my mother, my stepmother, they're getting the tickets because they love us, and they said we're gonna have to extend it from 7 days to 9 because the plane tickets were so much cheaper to do that.
Really?
Yeah. So anyways, we're staying the same place we stayed before. We really like it down there. But this time I'm going to go up to Joshua Tree Forest National Park and check out some things up there. It's not far from where we're going to be at, and we can do day hikes and stuff. And they've got the thing that's cool about it is for a nerd like me, sci-fi nerd, is there's a lot of activity up here, weird activity, and stuff to do with supernatural and all that. So that's why I'm hoping to go up there and see something like that. But so that's coming up for me in May. What do you got? What's coming up next for you in the spring? I know you want to get out on the fishing boat more and fish.
Yep. Yeah, we've got a fishing tournament coming up in this end of this month. We want to do.
Tell me about that. Where's that at?
We're just gonna in the Columbia there.
Yeah.
Just the spring walleye classic. So we do that every year. We don't do great during it, but we're getting better, and we usually do better in the later season tournaments. But this early one, we're dialing it in. We're trying to figure it out.
Tuned in.
Yeah. So we're using a lot of different techniques this time. I think we've almost got it dialed in, but not quite yet. So.
Team Fairbank.
Yeah.
That's the name of your guys' team.
I just got to get out there and fish. I haven't been fishing. I gotta do something. I just haven't. The weather's just been really
idle minds.
It's just been terrible. It's been snowing and
it has been, but we're
windy
almost there. What, spring? First day of spring's next weekend, and
no, April 20th. Yeah, first day of spring's April 20th.
Is it? I'm way off. Then.
You're way off.
I just saw something on my calendar.
Your spring ahead time change is this weekend.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, great. I wish they'd quit that and just leave it.
Well, we've already voted.
I'm tired of it.
We voted to get rid of it.
We don't need it.
No. And
adjust your hours.
It's Washington's passed it, Oregon passed it, California passed it through the legislature, and now it has to go to Congress. So the Congress has to actually pass it, to approve it, and they're kind of like hem-hawing about it now. And it's because you have to, if you do that, you've got to, all the railway, the transportation, the airlines, everything has to be changed. So it's a kind of, I guess, is a big deal. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but I guess it is.
I know. Doesn't make sense to me, but I just want it done because I'm tired of doing that.
Yeah.
When you get used to 1 hour, and I don't care if just when I get used to sunset being at this time, or the window of time, then they change it on me, and I don't want that. I just leave it the same.
Right. I don't like the total, getting off at work in the dark, and just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone.
Just let the time, just
tired
like
of it.
Arizona, they just leave the time and just don't screw with anything.
Let's see here. I'm gonna try.
Did you
Blake
get a call
again.
from Blake?
Let's see if we can get him back in here. By chance, I see that he rang. We'll just do a quickie if he does. If he doesn't answer, I'm not calling him back. God bless him. He's sick today, but I wanted to get his take on the fight, and we've missed him again. That's all right.
Playing tag.
Yeah, it happens to me. I keep striking out. He does pretty good, and this is what he's going to school for, was sports broadcasting and analyst stuff.
Cool.
But
I tell you, I've been watching. I watch the UFC, of course, but I've been really lately watching the Rough and Rowdy. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, that's the Barstool guys.
Yeah. I love their commentation.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. And they get these people there.
It reminds me of the old Tough Man contest.
It is. And I've really been watching a lot of it. I really like it. Just the way they, they make fun and they say this and that, and they put these people together that really have no experience at all boxing, and they just it's great. They just doing a great job of it. I just love it. It's entertaining.
I watch it all the time. Yeah, it's funny, and
it's
you see Pac-Man, the football player. Pac-Man? He was a running back.
Yeah,
that was
Jones.
his name. Jones.
Yeah.
He got whooped.
Did he?
Yeah, they put him up against somebody, and he came in there like he was. It was terrible.
Oh, he got his ass.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are funny. God, what was the other one? Oh, I know what I was going to talk to you about. I thought it would be funny. I think we've talked about it before, but the slap leagues. Have you watched any of that?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Now, am I weird that I love UFC, and I'm starting to watch a lot more mixed martial arts, but I can't watch slap league.
It's, I've been watching it, and it's some of it's hard to watch, but they've kind of branched out into some other slap stuff. So the one I started watching here recently was midgets, dwarfs slapping each other.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, well, you take some of them guys, those big Russians are slapping, you know, the torque.
But the little midget guys are just, it's like
little people.
It's like,
yeah.
And then and then I watched another one the other night where they're doing another slap league, but it's women, and they slap each other's asses.
I did see that. That was bizarre.
That was bizarre. And I guess you tapped out when your ass was on fire. I don't know, but whoever had the reddest ass lost or something.
God, Wendy would be good at that.
Yeah,
She loved.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kidding. She's gonna be pissed.
Whack, and they haul off and smack that ass.
I just don't. I don't know. It seems so violent to me.
It just seems.
How
crazy.
high is that? When I'm okay with the punching and the gloves, even the bare knuckle stuff that's going on. But the slap league, I'm like, damn, that looks like you just jarred 4 vertebrae.
Yeah.
Because these guys are coming clear over.
Oh, can you imagine what that? I mean, you could kill somebody hitting them in the ear or something. You know, I mean, like,
yeah, you get it off just a little bit, there goes your eardrum.
Oh, your jaw.
Or you know, what if I had jaw surgery when I was younger and paid $10,000 to get it all right because I had CPAP? It wasn't me, but I know someone who has. You know, I mean.
Yeah, that's...
And you get cracked one. So I thought it would be cool if we did it right here.
Okay.
Just softly, though.
Right. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Like, turn towards me.
Okay.
Which hand? You use that hand.
I can't use it as my bad hand.
Well, and your hands, I mean, because they're your bad hands, they're twice the size of mine,
yeah,
but
they're
soft.
They're
All right.
Okay, ready?
Just soft, though. But let it smack, but not too hard.
Okay, ready?
Wait,
relax.
Measure up first.
Okay.
Oh, God. Don't do it hard, Brad. Don't do it hard.
Do you have any powder?
No, I know. I thought about that. But...
Okay, here we go.
Oh! Okay, my turn.
Okay.
All right. Again, you just relax. I kid. Slap league. No freaking way would I do that.
That's crazy.
I don't want that kind of damage. And it's a slap though, but I don't care. Feel that up beside your head.
Yeah, you watch those boys get smacked, and I mean, they're like, I mean, it knocks them the hell out. I mean, they're just.
Yeah, people love it though. I just
weird.
Can't do it. Dana White's got his own league, man. He's so stoked about it.
Anything to make money and entertainment. They do anything.
Hey, let's jump back into some weird news I forgot. The 4 Americans that went down to Mexico.
Yeah, okay.
At Brownsville over to MOURA.
Right. And I watched that, and
holy.
They, she was going down there to get a tummy tuck.
Yes. And how many people do that? A lot of people go there for
for medical
stuff.
Oh, constantly,
all the time.
Well, and then I didn't see their pictures. Okay, so I'm reading the report, and I'm thinking I'm just thinking this, couple from Brownsville, Texas, and these people that are going over there in their little minivan, and they get pulled out and they get killed and stuff. Well, the report I got was they took all 4 of them, but they ended up killing 2 of them. And they mistaked them for Haitian drug.
Because they were African American, yeah.
I didn't know, but when I read that, it didn't say they were African American. And then when I seen their pictures, I was like, yeah, I could see it as those
poor guys. I mean, talk about the worst.
They had the long, like reggae hairstyles and everything. I mean, they were. I'm sure they thought they were. Now it made sense. When I seen their pictures, I was like, oh, I could see them probably mistaken that. But still, yet.
I feel terrible for those guys because a lot of people, I know people that have done that. And, that's always been my biggest beef. You love Mexico. I've been there. I like it too.
I love it.
And I know it's certain pockets, but that always pisses me off. I mean, I could get kidnapped anywhere. The Caribbean, it just happens, but it just pisses me off because I'm like, these poor folks, and they set up that whole thing, and those 2 guys got killed. I bet they got killed. I heard it was both the men.
Right.
And they got killed because they probably put up a fight.
Sure. They, of course.
And those guys were like, oh, shit,
Yeah, and they just, it was a mistaken identity. And now I was reading today that the Mexican population are all pissed off now because they've got over 100,000 Mexicans that have went missing and they're not doing anything about. But for Americans, 2 of them get killed, 2 of them, and now they're losing their mind. You know, the whole Mexican government's freaking the hell out, going, "What do we do now? Oh my God, we're sending the National Guard. We're doing all these things." And
we should have been doing that all along.
Yeah, but you got to look at it too. The reason they're doing it is because where do you think they get their bread from, their butter?
You notice all the Policia trucks are Dodge.
Yeah. They get all
brand new Dodges.
If it wasn't for the tourist economy in Mexico, they would have nothing.
Right.
Nothing. And they have their agriculture. They lean on the United States a ton. And that's why they're making it such a big deal. And so, you know.
Yeah.
Just don't go to Mexico to get a tummy tuck.
No, not right now.
No.
Wait.
Yeah.
So, yeah, one of these days we'll go back there. Another thing I want to talk about, because I want to see if I can get you into this, but you probably won't, but I'm going to offer it to you.
Okay.
Squatch Fest 23.
Ooh.
Indian Lake. Me, my dad, Joe, as many people as we can get together, and we're just going to go up for the weekend, camp around Indian Lake, have good food, good brew, have a great time, and, you know, do some Sasquatch-related activities.
Right. You know, I had a bad experience back Sasquatch 19.
But that was consensual.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways. So, yeah, I'm inviting all the listeners because there's only a handful. Come on up to Squatch Fest. I'll let you know the exact dates when I find out more, but that's going to be fun.
You do a Squatch calling contest?
You got to hear Joe's Squatch calling.
Is it pretty good?
He's spot on. It's amazing. And then I thought we'll get one of us kind of drunk and put some meat on him. So at the very least, we're going to get a cougar.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the last time or not the last time, but last year, one of the times my wife and I were headed down late one night. And there was a big ass black bear, biggest one I've seen, go running down the, one of the roads there. That's the first time I've ever seen any creature up there. And I've been going up there since I was 14 years old. But I suppose there's bear and cougar and everything else right there.
Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of stuff.
So it should be fun. I mean, but anyways, think about it. You know.
What time of the year is it?
Dates to come.
Oh,
I'm trying to get everybody, see whatever works best for everybody.
Okay.
You guys, because I thought what I would do is we'd bring some equipment and we'd do an episode up there, and just this whole Squatch Fest thing.
Right.
So
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
and you might catch a Squatch on video.
Yes.
I mean, there's a possibility of that.
You never know.
You just never know. I mean, it could happen.
I know something else I want to talk about.
Talk about going viral.
Oh, Jesus. That could send us to the next level.
Right.
Would you consider dressing up and running through the woods?
I'm seriously considering it.
We could make a video. Now that I've got Adobe Pro, I could edit a video.
That would be good. I think one of the most famous Sasquatch pictures was filmed somewhere up there by Tollgate. One of the most famous, where a guy actually later admitted to staging the film in the actual picture, is the guy running through the trees, and he's just got a picture, and he's kind of walking with his arm back like this.
Yeah. And
that's a famous picture, and it was taken up there. It was way back in the 60s.
Yeah. Well,
so
I get my dad right now when he watches this, when my dad watches this episode, he's going to be just rolling. No, it's not. That video was shot in Northern California with Patty, the old Patty, in 1968.
Was it?
Yeah. By these two guys. One of them's dead. The other one's still alive. But that was down in Northern California. But there have been...
but there was a picture that was taken up there somewhere.
In Tollgate?
Somewhere around that area.
I've heard of Squatch sightings around here. Real ones.
And the guy took me up there one time and showed me this area is where that one of those pictures were taken.
Really?
It's probably not the same one.
No, but I like that. You never told me that before, and I've talked about Squatch many times. We got to go there.
Yeah. You know, and it's funny because there's a spot up there in that same area. Do you remember? I've been watching DB Cooper stuff lately.
Love DB Cooper.
And I've always been fascinated.
They found money down the Columbia. He jumped out. Yeah,
all that stuff. I've always been fascinated about that time when that all happened. I heard, you know, I from a pretty reputable friend of mine, and when he was a kid, and he was mushroom hunting up around somewhere in the Oregon mountains, and so. And it just intrigues me to this day about this because he didn't really think nothing of it at the time, but they were up there mushroom picking. And while they were picking, in the middle of the woods, they found like 2 50-cent pieces. 50 cents, you know, it was $50. Yeah. They found a couple of them. And they thought, well, that's weird. It's kind of weird. We're up here in the middle of the woods looking for mushrooms, and we're finding 50-cent pieces. And this was around the same time as the DB Cooper thing was what happened.
Okay, so late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah. And so he was a kid at the time, and that's what him and his buddies would do. And he said that they found these, and they thought that was just really cool. You know, they took them and they went back up, and they ended up searching around the whole area and where they found those, and they found more, and they found more, and they found more. He said they found over $200 and some worth of 50-cent pieces. I don't know how many that was. That 450-cent pieces?
Jeez.
Scattered through the mountains. Now, you explain to me how in the hell did $200 worth of 50-cent pieces get scattered in the mountains in the middle of nowhere?
Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
But D.B. Cooper didn't have coinage.
That's what I know. No, he didn't.
So who the hell did leave that then?
So the only thing, and when I was talking to him about it, he said it was it's one of the craziest things he's ever seen. And this is a guy that doesn't tell stories. He's a legit, straight up guy. Yeah. And no reason to lie about something like this, but that story stuck with me for so long. And the only thing I could, and he's processed it, tried to figure out how it could have happened. And the only thing that could have happened is possibly when he was hijacked that plane, somehow the money got thrown out. The change somehow from whatever, if there was extra change or something through the money that he had, that it was tossed out and spread across the ground. But he said the way it was tossed out, as far as it had to come from the air. So it was just like sprinkled. That's bizarre. In one area. That's bizarre. Yeah. And I'm always fascinated. I was watching.
Yeah, I love that DB Cooper thing. Yeah, I've watched all the stuff on it.
I know. I watched one.
I mean, how badass was that guy to jump out of a plane in the late 60s with that technology and a parachute in a suit and survive and is cold. What they were at 35,000. I don't know what they were at, but I mean the whole story. Yeah. I mean, everybody knows
he paid $20 for that airplane ticket.
And didn't even get the peanuts for $20 now.
No, $20 is what he paid for that flight, and he didn't even have to use an ID to get a ticket. Yeah. Can you? I mean, look back and what we got to go through now to get on board.
That's funny because you're the only person I know that flew immediately after 9/11. Yeah, I in my circles, because I remember when it happened, and I thought you were nuts.
Yeah. And it was the only reason I did fly is because we had won a trip. Yeah. And there was no turning back on the trip, and we had to do it. And I remember there was...
Did you have any anxiety?
I did. I did. I had a lot of... And that's the first time that I had a major, anxiety flying.
Oh, shit. For real, yeah.
Because I remember when setting down on the plane, and it was getting ready to take off, and that flashback of them... For some reason, it came to me, the people that were flying and flew into the building. Yeah. That kept going through my head at that time. And I thought, this sucks. I have no control over this. And it just kept, and I was breathing in a paper bag.
Where'd you guys fly? Where did you go that time on that trip? Mexico?
No, we flew into California and then took a cruise.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was a cruise, and it was a Mexican cruise. And then I remember there was we couldn't get off one port because there was a bomb threat, and everything was a mess. So
you were drinking a lot on that
I had
trip.
to drink a lot. Yeah.
That's funny.
It was nuts.
That's wild. That's crazy times. So speaking of RidgeTop merch, I thought I would show you Sonoma's Sideshow merch.
Oh, nice. What is it?
It's an iron-on. It's an iron-on patch.
Nice.
So I happen to have some iron-on stuff for the printer, and I was like, oh, I should put my logo on there and put it on. I told my wife to get me a shirt to put it on,
well,
but that's merch.
Well, we can get you some shirts.
That's merch.
It's pretty easy. I'll just need your thing, and we can get you some shirts.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And see, the only other thing I wanted to bring up tonight, this is kind of funny because, as Brad knows, my former life, I worked as an appraiser, a property appraiser, in the tax world.
Right.
And so, I've dreamed of the day that a tax appraiser came to my house,
Right.
After working 12 years in tax appraisal work, commercial and residential, I was like, come on, just not because I was going to, but anyways, today was the day. I was just getting out of the shower. I was naked. I had one eyebrow on, and I saw Umatilla County hat walking across my yard, and I was like, I recognize that hat, and I looked out there, and I opened my door, and there was this. Now, I myself used to put these on people's doors, and it's just a little tag that says, give me a call, because every so often they do inventory, essentially, to put it in, it's complicated, but to put it in a simple term, they do inventory, and so they come to your door, and they just say, any changes, and you tell them yes or no, and if you're not there, they want you to call you and tell you. So anyways, he left his name, Jason, Jayson. Thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
Jason. So I opened the door. I let my dog out, who is, at the Vizsla, so they don't get angry, but it scared him. Like he was like, "What is that? Like a red Doberman, or a smaller one?" And it was a blast. He was really nice, and I said, "Dude, I used to work there." I said, "Hey, do me a favor, get a picture of me pissed off and yelling at you to get off my property, and then take it back to the office and show everybody." So that's what he did. He took a picture of me, and I was going,
yeah.
And then I got people I know still work there. They got a hold of me and said, this guy said you were wacko, and there's this picture of me just screaming and hollering. So anyways, be nice to your assessor,
Did you
guys.
let him in?
You don't have to let him in. Nah, that's the old days. You don't need that stuff now. It's common sense now. You just know. What do you got? How many bathrooms? Okay, I don't need to go look at it. I just,
right.
It's
right.
The old days. They used to do some weird stuff, but be nice to them. They're doing their job. He's getting paid very poorly at the county. So, be nice. And then the last thing, because, next to us is a true green thumb. He's a master gardener.
Yeah.
And, I lean on him with all my growing needs. But I wanted to impress him tonight. So the other day I went to take the garbage out and put it in the garbage can in the street because the garbage man was coming. And I saw one of these like dark, like black C's, and it like it's shaped like a C. It was a pod.
Yeah.
And it's from my neighbor's trees. He's got two trees, and apparently there was a male and a female, and he didn't know it when he planted them. And he's been there his whole life, and, they're big and gigantic now, and they leave these black things everywhere, these black seed pods up and down the street. I mean, they're everywhere. And he'll go around and pick those things up. He's got one of those little garbage things, and he picks them up. I saw him in my yard doing it, and I said, "You don't need to do that." And he goes, "Yes, I do." And I let him pick them up. But I was taking the garbage out, and there was one ripped up that had been ran over by the garbage can. I reached down, I grabbed a seed out of it and put it in here.
There you go.
Because I told you earlier I want to do potted trees. And there it is.
That's beautiful.
My wife was mad because she doesn't like it, but I'm like, honey, you got to, if they show they want to live, you let them live.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what it is?
We're going to find out, though.
Can I take
what
a
are
shot
the ones?
Can
Yeah,
I
the ones that do the, call it. And then I'll put it up on. I'll put a picture of the tree up. See who. Well, it's not who's right.
My best guess would that be a locust tree.
Yeah. I've never liked that word.
Yeah. So that would be by the leaf structure and looking at the yeah.
Smell it. Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. It's dip. Oh. Tastes like a locust.
That's a true master gardener. All right. Let's wrap this thing up. Ugh. Otherwise, we'll just be drinking and talking all night.
Yeah. We'll be hammered drunk talking about some stupid shit.
Stuff. And and we've already, this show's already been weird. And just.
We went on for 15 minutes.
I'm going to have to bleep out the one part about RidgeTop.
Yeah.
Josh is like, Josh, don't worry. 60 views. That's all we got to worry about.
Yeah.
All right. Get my tunes going here. Well, thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate it. And I know Joe was hoping to get in this weekend and do something. So now that you and I have done the main podcast, with the news and all the different things, if Joe does show up, I'm going to make him play guitar in front of the mic. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
What's your talents? Can I have you do something right here?
I was just wondering.
Like what could you do right here if you come up on the show that you could just some sort of trick?
I'd have to think about that because I really don't have a.
Bring up a rifle and shoot something from here.
Maybe.
No, you could. Do you fly ties? You could fly a tie. No, that'd take hours.
Yeah. Well. God, I don't know. I just don't.
You'll be back. We'll figure something out. You're going to be on again, and we'll because I want to talk about retirement next time with you.
Okay.
Our retirement plans and the things we're going to do.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Well,
is that a wrap?
It is. Thanks for slapping me tonight.
I appreciate you slapping me too.
All right. I want to thank tonight's guests, listeners, and sponsors. Bill Murphy Roofing, Wandering Wizard Concepts, Vertical Jigs and Lures, Liberty Detection Services, DCL Photography, The Shop, DieselFuelFilterKits.com, History Hunters, and Firearm Antiquities, Metal by MOURA, Pendleton Outfitters, RidgeTop TV, and the JON P. Salter Foundation. That's a wrap, folks. Be sure to catch the next episode. Until then, keep your nose clean. It takes both sleeves and say nice things about me because we're out of here. And we just walk off, bro.
That's it.
Just walk off. I leave it running.
It's like you hit a home run.
Yep.
Woo!